Hello, my name is Brigitte and welcome to the Yoga channel. In today's practice, we will focus mainly on the hip area, the hips, the thighs and the hamstrings. And this is a great practice for the end of the day when you have done all your work and that you really need to release some stress and tension that builds it up throughout the day. So set yourself up and you can just come seated for a moment. You can elevate your hips, sit on the bolster or the blocks, that's what I have here, and close your eyes. And breathe here, just quietly, just centering yourself. Bring your awareness inwards. Just notice how your body feels right now. Notice those body parts that needs love. Notice any tension. Take your palms together in front of the heart, and I invite you to set the intention for today's practice, whenever that might be. Maybe there is that little one thing that you are stuck with and you want to release it. Just anything. Or maybe there is nothing and you're willing to move as it goes. Very good. And slowly blink open your eyes and release your hands. Okay, let's move our props to the side for now. And come right away into child's pose. So this turning inwards child's pose really helps to bring ourselves to our home stage, our inward home stage. And place your forehead down on the floor, reach your fingertips forward. And take a deep breath in and exhale all out. And keep your intention close by in your mind. And inhale, slowly come up onto your knees and hands. Tuck your toes under and press back to downward facing dog. So this is the first downward dog maybe of the day. Be very mindful, move with your breath. You can start pedaling your feet one by one. Just releasing any tension in the calves or the hamstrings. And you can take your right foot and place behind the left ankle and press the left heel towards the earth. This will increase the stretch in your left calf. Keep lifting your armpits away from the floor, so don't let them sink towards the earth, but melt your heart. Let your heart melt towards the earth. And switch your feet. Take the left foot and place on the top of the right ankle. And draw the right heel towards the earth. Exhale, place your left foot down. Inhale, look forward and walk your feet all the way to the front. And lift your feet, place the right hand under the left foot and press your foot on that palm, the right palm, and then the same on the left side. Lift your left foot, take the left hand under and press it down, and bend your knees here because it might feel quite deep in your hamstrings. Release your head. You can shake yes and no, side to side. And slowly you can begin to straighten both knees. Just see how your hamstrings are doing. You can bend and straighten a couple of times. Okay, very good. And slowly lift your left foot, release your hand, the same on the right. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Release any tension in your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your hands on the hips, squeeze your shoulder blades and come up all the way. Hands in front of the heart. Inhale, reach both hands, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, send your thighs back, come all the way up, reach your hands. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, reach both hands up, look up, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up, reach your hands, look up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, reach both hands, hold your left wrist and sway to your right. Inhale, lift back up, hold your right wrist, sway to your left. Inhale, back up, switch hands again, hold the left wrist, sway to your right. Inhale, back up, hold the right wrist, sway to your left. Inhale, back up, and exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, reach both hands. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look up and step all the way back into plank. Look forward, navel to spine, strong legs. And exhale, lower the knees, chin and chest. Lay down on the belly. Take your fingertips in front. Lift your elbows, inhale. Lengthen away from your pelvis and just wiggle side to side, just lengthening all sides of the body here, forward. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, lower. Take your fingertips a little bit back. Lift your elbows. Inhale, come up. Lengthen your neck away from your shoulders. Exhale and lower. Take your hands under your shoulders. Press your pubic bone down into the earth. And lift your chest. Shoulders towards the ears, then towards another. And move them down the back into the heart. Open your chest. Take your throat and head back. Exhale and lower. Tuck your toes under. And push back to downward facing dog. And bend your knees here. Lift your hips as high as you can. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot in between the hands. Plant the back foot down. Come into warrior two. Look over your right shoulder and right middle finger. Bend the front knee deeper. And exhale, windmill both hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot in between the hands, plant the back foot down. Windmill both hands up, warrior two. And exhale, both hands down, pivot the back foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot in between the hands, plant the back foot down, but this time take both hands to the inside of your right foot. So both hands are off the mat. Coming into this like warrior downward dog. So we have warrior legs and our hands are like in downward dog. Send your thighs back and lengthen your waistline away from your pelvis. Breathe. And exhale, walk your feet back to the right foot. Frame your foot, look up. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot in between the hands, plant the back foot down. And this time, move your hands to the left side of your inner left foot. And again, hands in downward dog. And legs in warrior two. So the front knees bent to a square. Move your thighs back. Breathe. Walk your hands back to square to frame the front foot. Look forward. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot forward. Lower the back knee down. And then take the right hand on your knee. Inhale, twist, look up. And come into slide back bend. Open the right hand up. Exhale, lower. Shift your hips back. Runner's lunge. Exhale, shift your hips forward. Step back to downward facing dog. And inhale, step your left foot forward. Lower the back knee down. Take the left hand on your knee. Twist, squeeze your thighs towards another. And reach your left hand up and back into back, slide back bend. Exhale, hands on the floor. Shift your hips back. Inhale, come forward. Place both hands down. And push back to downward facing dog. Just take 3 breaths here. Now inhale, look forward and step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. The foot is slightly turned, about 45 degrees. And you can lower the back knee, the left knee down. And now if you have a block, you can either stay here on your hands and work to open your hip this way, or you can take the block and see if you can place your forearms onto the block. So you choose the variation and breathe here. I know it might feel a little intense, but stay with your breath and let your hips open gradually. And after a time you will notice, oh, maybe I don't need a block anymore. And you can come all the way down onto your forearms. Look forward. So this is a great pose for closing the day, especially after a long day of sitting. That's what we humans do. We sit in the cars, we sit at the desks. And this pose is so good for opening the whole hip area. And then inhale, place both hands back in the center. Walk your right foot, so frame your right foot. Lift the back knee and step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lower the back knee. And you might notice as well that one side is maybe more open than the other. So this is common and it's totally normal. So nothing to worry about. And again, you can keep your hands on the floor and see how this side is doing today. And then if you wish to move it further, you can take your forearms onto the block or the prop, like a pillow or something that is higher. And keep breathing here. And one hip might seem more open than the other. One might seem a little tighter than the other. Mine is definitely the side is tighter, I can feel it. So I'm not going to even attempt to go all the way down on the floor with my forearms. And then slowly take your hands back to the floor. You can move your prop to the side. Walk your left foot to the center, frame your foot, and lift the back knee, press back to downward facing dog. And just notice what is going on in your hips right now. I for sure feel there is so much tension released already. Just notice the left and the right sides. Then inhale, look forward and come all the way to the plank. And exhale, lower the knees, chin and chest, and hit the deck all the way down. And come into swings pose. So onto your forearms. Turn your left hand about 60 degrees angle. Look over your right shoulder and bend the right knee. And see if you can catch the foot with your right hand. And if that's where you are, that's perfectly fine. Just opening the front of the shoulder, the right shoulder. Or if you can pivot the hand and take your heel closer to your bum, this will help you to open the front of your thighs, which is a must for today's days and age. And exhale, release. Let's switch sides. Place the right forearm to the floor. Look over your left shoulder. Bend the left knee and see if the foot is available here. You might want to stay here if that's enough. Or otherwise, if you can pivot your hand, you can draw your heel closer to your outside left hip. Look forward. And breathe here. And exhale, slowly release. Take your hands on the sides of your shoulders, under your shoulders. Lift up into Cobra. Exhale, shift your hips back. And come seated. Let's come into tabletop. And take your left knee behind the right. And this is a Gomukhasana pose, otherwise called cow face. And for this pose, your both hips should be on the floor. So if your left hip is not reaching the floor, this would be an indication that you might want to use something under your hips. And then both knees are stacked under. And you can always also kind of push a little bit to help them to align. And then take your hands behind, arch your lower back. Inhale, take your throat and head back. And slowly you can take your hands forward and see where you are here. So breathing in the hip opening pose is very important because some of the poses might be really intense for the hips to open gradually. So the breath really helps us. So make sure you are breathing. And slowly shift your hips forward and then switch sides. Take the right knee behind the left and slowly walk your hands back and shift your hips back, sit back. And again, realign your knees. And if you need to place something under your hips, you take a blanket, take your hands behind, arch the lower back, take your throat and head back, opening the chest as well. And inhale, take your hands forward. And slowly shift your hips forward and come laying down. You can bend the left knee and take your sole of the foot on the floor, and then clasp your hands behind the right thigh and extend your foot up. Flex your toes, so heel is reaching the sky. And draw your thigh closer to your navel, but make sure the knee is straight. And exhale, lower. Place the right foot on the floor. Take your hands and clasp behind the left thigh. Extend the foot up. Flex your ankle, the left ankle. Make sure the knee is straight here. Keep the arch in your lower back. Breathe here. And exhale, lower. And then slowly you can take your knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Roll side to side. Massage your lower back. And slowly extend one leg and then the other. And just take a brief Shavasana here. And of course you can hit pause if you're at home and stay here in Shavasana for longer. And let your body completely relax here and let go. And just notice, has there been any shift in your body? Have you released some tension in your hip area? Have you created a little bit more space? And begin to deepen your breath. And take your hands over the head. Stretch your hands. And stretch your feet. So stretch your feet away from your hands. And your hands away from your feet. Lengthen the waistline. And exhale, take your knees into your chest. One more time, give yourself a hug. And exhale, slowly roll onto your right side. And come up all the way to a seated. You can sit in easy crossed leg just to close the practice. Take your hands in the prayer in the heart center. Close your eyes. And bow to yourself with a gratitude for coming and practicing. And I hope this practice helps you to release a little bit more tension out from your body and prepare yourself for a good night's sleep. Thank you for joining. Namaste.